Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Of course.
Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Maybe for people who don't know anything about September Says, what do you say they can expect?
It's very hard exercise. So it's September Says it's a story about two sisters, 15 and 16 years old. And they have a very special relationship that might be described as toxic. And they live with their single mother. And something happened in high school, and they have to leave, and they go to the countryside. And we figure out what happened later.
And I understand it's based on Daisy Johnson's 2020 novel, Sisters. What was it about her book that really spoke to you? And what was that process of adapting it for screen like?
I really love the world she created in her book. She's an amazing writer, and she has this ability of describing an atmosphere and to really play with something very simple and domestic, and to bring that into something that is almost too natural. And that's something that really attracted me, to find the thin line between, the casual everyday life turning into something a bit more unsettling somehow. So, and I love the characters, those two young girls and their mom. The way she was describing them really, really talked to me. So it was a proper dialogue in between me and the book. So, and I got also her blessing to adapt it the way I wanted, which was amazing. Yeah.
And tell us a bit about your amazing trio of women that you have in the film. I mean, how did you decide who you were going to put together, and how did you work with them, I guess, to create this, what seems like, just a place of trust where they could develop these dynamics in quite a kind of natural way?
Yeah, it took a long time actually to find the right person for this film. Also because I was searching for two sisters that would be very different, but still you had no doubt about the sisterhood and the energy in between them. And of course together the mother who would need to do the link in between them. But I was, most of everything I was searching for brilliant, talented, clever people, and I found them, and I was very lucky that they understood the project. Sometimes I felt even more than I did myself. So it was a proper collaboration, and I feel so lucky that I got to work with the three of them. They are so brilliant in so many levels and so generous. And we did spend time and rehearse together, which was great. And we worked in a very physical way. Everything was really based on games and playing silly, and kind of, I was trying to get rid of all the social barrier we can have, so they could actually create their own world and feel safe in it. So we spent quite a long time trying to forget about, how you look, what's stupid and what's not. Just, try to find your own pleasure in that, and they were great at it. We had a lot of fun. If there is one thing I did well, I think, in my film, is choosing them.
And I mean, it's very female-centric, I guess, in the sense, the female characters are front and center, and a lot of the male characters are very much on the periphery. But also how much it's just capturing something about the female experience of coming of age, but not afraid to kind of lean into the messiness of it all and the knottiness, and even like sanitary pads and things like that. So what was really important to you about that? And I was thinking also of Luna Carmoon's Horde or Josephine Decker's films. There seems to be a moment happening where we're just seeing a completely different way of the female experience on screen.
Yeah, hopefully. It's not something I really had to push somehow, because it's very natural for me to talk about things that are part of my life. Like, we have our periods, which sometimes shave our legs or not. We sometimes are clumsy. We're sometimes, all those little things are completely part of our everyday life. And it's, I think those little things that might seems little from most of the male directors have been pushed away from cinema and representation, because we've been portrayed mostly as glamorous creature or evil mother creature, but something that was not really real. And I really wanted to portray a mother who would be not only about motherhood, but is still a woman and trying her best and failing, of course, as every mother does. You always do mistakes. I'm sure there's no perfect mother, but to see her and portray her as a woman with anger, desire, making mistakes, trying hard, being tender, all of that was very important to me. And for the two girls, it's also this very complex period of time where you're trying to figure things out and trying to find a way to communicate with the rest of the world and have to deal with your own body. It's such a mess. I mean, adolescence is, I think, the most difficult period of your life, and that's also why you're so vulnerable, and you can also take risks somehow. So all of that, I think, is a subject that I'm interested in, and I think other female directors are interested in, and it's great we talk about those things that we care about.
Thank you so much for sharing all that with me. Huge congratulations on the film. Can't wait to see what you'll be doing next too. Thanks a lot.